welcome to today's episode of Tools of Magic. Today we will be looking at Litha. Originally, Litha was called Midsummer, and historically summer began on May 1st with the planting of crops, unlike now where summer begins in June. By midsummer, or around our June 19th to 22nd, the crops were at midsummer and were getting ready to be harvested. Litha was a celebration, or midsummer, of nature's bounty and a time of plenty before the winter and a time of poverty. So Litha for us occurs on the summer solstice and begins summer. It's a time of inner power and progress, and frequently rituals will include a bonfire representing the sun at the pinnacle of its power. It is the longest day of the year and a time when the light is the strongest. After midsummer, the light begins to wane. This is a traditional time for gathering wild herbs, as they should be ready to be plucked. And if possible, hold your ritual at noon, where you are honoring the sun at its height of power. Now I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about some items that you might use to decorate your altar or use in whatever ritual you choose to have. Some items I have here are candles. Candles, the flame representing the sun, the fire of life. I have on my altar some red candles to represent the sun, or you could use yellow, you could use orange, you could use gold, all colors of the sun. So I wanted to give you a little closer look at the candles. When you're having your ritual, you might have time to burn down a whole tall taper, but maybe you don't and you don't want to just put it out. You could use a smaller candle, but a good cheat is, if you only have a limited amount of time, use a birthday candle. I have a red one here and a yellow one here, and if I only am doing a short, quick ritual, I can burn these all the way down in a very short time. Then, of course, we do have the battery-operated candle that can be turned on and off whenever you want it to be. So those are some options for your candles. If you're not inside when you're celebrating your ritual, outside have a bonfire. You could always use a little battery-powered votive. I happen to have a gold one here that I could use to represent the light of the sun. Always an option. It's your intentions behind the item that matter the most. Also, I have on the altar some crystals that can represent the sun. We have some amber, some citrine, again yellow, bright, friendly, sun-centered crystals. There's also tiger eye with the brown and the yellow striping, the brown representing the earth and the yellow representing the sun. We do have here some sunny yellow stones representing the sun. Of course, you can use any color you want. These, my citrine, I don't have any amber on here at the moment, but these, for me, represent the sun. On my altar, I do have the sunflowers, which not only does it have the word sun in it, they are bright and festive and large and really emphasize the glory of the sun. We have on the altar some herbs. Lavender, which was traditionally thrown into the midsummer bonfire. Lavender also, it's a love herb, a protection herb, especially good for midsummer when traditionally couples did hand fasting. So why not have a love herb? A yarrow was used in wound healing and is also supposed to be very good for bug control. So if you plant it around your yard, you'll hopefully have fewer mosquitoes. Mugwort, which is used in dream retention and lucid dreaming. It is best collected at midsummer because that's when it is supposed to be at its most powerful. Chamomile with its yellow center and white petals. Many of us have had chamomile tea to help with relaxation. A final one that's very associated with Litha is St. John's wort. St. John's wort was also known as Sol terrestris. So Sol, the Latin for the sun, terrestris for earth. Many people have heard of it as an herb that helps lift your spirits or as an antidepressant. But please, if you are using St. John's wort, make sure you talk to your doctor about it because it does interact with a lot of medications. And this is my lavender. It could be used, I'm not going to throw it into my candles, that'd be a little dangerous inside, but when I go outside and have a fire pit, a bonfire, it is wonderful to throw onto the fire. It has a delightful smell. So during Litha, you may want to try and work with some of the sun gods. Many different cultures have sun gods, and some of them include Ra, who was the Egyptian sun god. There is Helios, who was the Roman sun god, and his counterpart Apollo, who is the sun god. Freyr was a Norse sun god, also associated with fertility. And there's the Oak King and the Green Man that we mentioned earlier. Some forms of magics that are empowered during Litha are healing magics, growth magics, love magics. And if you imagine, this is the time of the year of plenty, of bounty. So if you are trying to grow something inside yourself, empower yourself, this is the perfect time to cast those spells. So until next time, from Tools of Magick, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.